How do I establish first contact with my students? I'm going to watch this episode of 5 Minutes of Canvas. My name is Greg Beyer, and I have spent most of my career with Cosumnes River College and the online network of educators, and I've been teaching with technology since the days of HyperCard. If you'd like me to make more videos on how to use technology effectively to support our students, please subscribe. In this video, I will talk about the ways that we can use Canvas tools to establish first contact with our students at the beginning and maybe even prior to the beginning of a term. I'll, of course, show a demonstration of how to do this and discuss the benefits for our students and perhaps for us when we do this. For both of these messages, again, I use the announcements tool, and so therefore it's demo time. For my example, I have a course that is ready to go, so I will jump straight to the announcements tool. Again, I'm going to create two announcements, one to be sent to students shortly before the semester begins, and then one to be sent to students at the moment that the semester begins. For the first announcement, I'd like to give it a title or a subject line for the email that'll be something like, "Our course begins in just a couple of days." For the content of this pre-course announcement, I like to make sure to include three things. One is a brief welcome, a note about Canvas, and resources for my students. So in my first paragraph, I welcome students to the class. I let them know when it begins officially, also to let them know that Canvas is open as of right now when they view this announcement, and I let them know what they can do inside Canvas. I also mentioned the embedded video, and I say those words embedded video because the email announcement won't have the video embedded in it. Students do have to click on the link to go into Canvas to see the video. In that embedded video, I more or less say some of the similar things that I have here. I talk about what's coming up next on the announcements, and I also share my excitements to be their teacher and their guide as we begin this learning journey together this semester. For the resources, there are two types of resources that I want to share with them. The first set of resources I want to share in this announcement are resources for helping students be successful online learners. So at the very least, I like to include links to the student guide for Canvas, also the student video guide for Canvas, and then especially any links, any information that my college or my institution has prepared to help students be successful online. And I like to include resources that are general for all of our college students. It's important that I recognize that the class that these students are taking might be their first class at this college. They also might be their first class at any college. And if my college has resources designed to help students new to higher learning, it's important to share those as well. This announcement I then schedule so that it will post a couple of days prior to the beginning of the semester. So that's the first announcement. Second announcement I will schedule for the day that the semester begins. I'm setting a model and helping set my students' expectations for the types of announcements, the types of communications that I will have with them throughout the semester. I make sure to include notes of encouragement as well as a video. I want my students to get used to seeing my face, hearing my voice, especially in an asynchronous online class. And then this announcement is scheduled for the day that class officially begins. It's also important that that date is when my orientation module is available. In my classes, I like to make the orientation module not available until the official start of the class. I now have my first two announcements created and scheduled, and I'm ready for first contact with my students. However, before I sit back, relax, and wait for the onrush of the semester, it's important that I go back to the home page of my course. I like to click on that Student View button and then click through every link on this page and in the course. And then finally, I write down in my calendar a reminder to publish my course before the delay date of that initial announcement. Students only receive announcement notifications if the course is published at the moment that the announcement is made available to them. So once I've prepared for first contact with my students, I've checked to make sure that my course is ready. Now I'm ready for the semester to begin. Thank you for watching this video. Please let me know in the doobly-doo. Do you think that deliberately preparing for first contact with students will help them be more successful? Also, I would love to know what topics you think deserve a 5-minute explanation. Never stop learning, and I'll see you in the next one.